One of the things that makes moth plant such a successful pest is its ability to reproduce and spread. So it produces these pods or fruit, if you like, and inside these, if I can break this one open, there's thousands of seeds, viable seeds, which are spread by the wind. And so unchecked, if we leave these pods on, when they open, that seed's just going to blow from here all the way around the neighborhood, and that will successfully reproduce more of these little vines to grow up and be a problem. So one of the reasons moth plant is so pesty is because it climbs up into the canopy of existing vegetation and smothers the host plant. So you can see what's happening here is the native species are getting dominated by that pest. It's no longer getting light, it's going to get outcompeted by this plant. I'm just going to demonstrate how to control a small moth plant vine. You can see it smothering over the plants here. So it's literally going to trace that vine back down where it's climbing down and hand pull that root system if possible, getting all the roots out. So you can just see there, managed to get that out successfully, and I'll just keep that away from the ground. I can actually leave that up in the canopy like that to just die. So here's a much bigger moth plant infestation. You can see it climbing up in the canopy of these native trees, dominating them, so we want to get rid of it. In this type of situation, what we've got to do is disconnect the plant from the ground, so we can actually leave all this growing mass up in the canopy. We've got to find the cords attaching it to the ground. There's a really good one here, quite a big one, but there'll be multiple cords, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut these off as close to ground level as possible, and we're going to treat them with a herbicide gel. So I'll show you on this one here, but I'll do it closer to the ground outside the video. So we're just going to cut it with a handsaw. You can see you're going to get some milky sap flowing, which lets you know it's definitely moth plant. And I've got a herbicide gel. This particular one is picloram gel. So I'm going to use that to treat the cut stump on the stem that's going down to the ground. So that every cut stem treated like that, it will kill that root system. It won't grow back. And one of the great things about this approach is I don't need a ladder or a chainsaw or hedge trimmers to get up in the canopy. I don't have to pull all that down and then have all that material to dispose of or take away. If you're dealing with the plant that has got pods on it, the most important thing to do is to gather up the pods before they've opened, and you want to put these in a rubbish bag, and we can dispose of them as general waste. Don't put them in your compost because they'll grow. And lastly, when you're working with this plant, it has a white milky sap, and that can be a skin irritant. So when you're working, you can see I'm wearing gloves, safety glasses and overalls to cover my exposed skin. This milky sap you can see on my gloves here has, for some people, it's an irritant on the skin, and you wouldn't want to get it in your eyes.